Malloy, the Future Nesmith. What's up, brother?
Everything good, T Money. You already know, man. You reached out to me and you asked me to get on this. And it was like a blessing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody trying to get me to be on their joint, but I ain't just trying to get on anybody's joint. But I got love for you, and I just love your movement, what you're doing. So when you hit me up, I say, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the right way, man.
Right, and I appreciate that, brother, because I know a lot of people is trying to hit you up because I see the movement and all that. But at the end of the day, to me, you're one of the most important people in the street ball, New York City street ball movement. So at the end of the day, all these videos is cool. I don't knock them, but to me, if you ain't giving one, it don't make sense, in my opinion.
True. That's true. That's true. I have offers to do things, but I'm so laid back, man. I just be, I just be enjoying life, man. And just like I said, if somebody want to do an interview, man, it depends who it is. Like somebody like you, man. I'm like, I like the hood shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm a hood person from the hood. I keep it street, man. And you know what I mean? Street's gonna love you. If you show them love, they're gonna always love you. If you make it to the NBA or you don't make it to the NBA, you gotta keep your limits to where people still gonna love you. You feel comfortable around people. You know what I'm saying? So you like a role model in Harlem, brother.
I appreciate that, bro. But we're gonna get into it with no further ado. This is my guy, the living legend, street ball legend, all around legend, Malloy, the Future Nesmith. So first things first, with me, I like to go to the beginning. Like I like to see how things started and transpired. So we're going to start this thing off and move it right along. You understand what I'm saying? So the first thing I really want to know is, like, what age did you start playing basketball?
I started at the age of 5 years old, man. I was dribbling the ball, like my uncle, he passed away named David, like years ago when I was, younger. He introduced me to the basketball because, I used to be standing in front of my building, but when you're young, you can't really go nowhere. So, my step pops, my aunts, moms, all of them standing in front of the building. There's like a fire escape, it was a fire escape. And, the fire escape, my uncle cut like the milk crates. He cut a milk crate. Mm-hmm. And so I could just shoot the ball, you know what I mean? I never really had a basketball, so he gave me a Spalding basketball, and it had lumps on it. The basketball had like about 6 lumps on it because, those type of balls back then, they start hitting the rim, start getting lumps, you got to get a new one. So, I just started shooting the ball, dribbling in front of the building, and, then I heard my mom used to play ball, so it all came in together. My mom used to play ball in South Carolina, and then, my uncle was into the ball thing, so I just watched him and just started, just shooting around and started being in front of the building with a fire escape.
That's what's up.
At the age of 5.
What borough you from? Like, what hood you from?
I'm from the Bronx, like I lived in so many parts of the Bronx from a kid. Like, it's like I give everybody a shout out because it's like people know me from living on Boston Road. They knew me from living on Whole Avenue. They know me living on Westchester. They know me living on Ogden Avenue. I lived Fox Street. I lived like in so many different areas in the Bronx, So I'm really from the South Bronx, if anything, the South Bronx.
Okay. So how would you categorize your upbringing? Like, did you grow up in like a fixed home, or was it rough for you? I don't really want to touch too much on that, but we want to give the people an idea how you came up.
Well, I came up everybody say people is poor when they was poor. Like my mom's had 2 different type of jobs. I had no father, you know what I'm saying? So, I got a younger sister and an older sister. So I was the middle. No, I was the middle one, but I was like the little basketball star. So it's like me growing up, she makes sure we ate food, we ate food. She made sure I got every type of clothes I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And every time I used to cry for sneakers, she got my sneakers. So, I can't say we was poor, but, we was good. Like she makes sure I get what I want and make sure my system get what they want. And she had to hustle to make extra money. she made it happen. So I can't say I grow up poor. I can say I grew up like, you know, like cool, couldn't go outside really, but, you know, she took care of us. So I was, you know, I grew up in the hood, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, with a lot of crazy stuff going on, you know, killing and all that stuff. But I was never scared because, you know, I was so used to stuff like that, you know, and being around all type of people like that. So I built up myself like, you know, nothing, I was never scared of nothing because.
So you started playing in Harlem and stuff like that. So would you say that's when you started to adapt like the showboating in a Rucker Park, like the handling and the freaky deaky style to your game?
Yeah, but like I think because in my hood, like 75 Park on Bryan Avenue and Lighted Avenue, I was always young, trying to play with the big boys. You know what I mean? And I used to go watch Peter Shue. He was older, but I used to go to a gym like on those Saturday mornings. It was all the older guys playing. So I was one of those guys just going there watching guys play as Peter Shue and all these other guys playing ball that I knew that they was real good. And I used to just watch them. So every time the game was over, I'd run on the court and shoot around. So and then after the game was over, I'll watch them. Then the game is over again, I'll just shoot around and shoot around. So, you know, that's how I really got into the playing more ball and getting my skills level, just watching people. And I create my own stuff by just watching people.
That's what's up. How did it start like in Rucker Park? Like take me through that journey. Like, you know, we're gonna bring it up to speed. Like, you know, like how did you get, who was your first team and how did you get acclimated to like 55th and Rucker Park?
My first game at Rucker Park, you know, I didn't start it. You know, it was a guy named Chip. He was a starting point guard. You know, I was playing with Poppy All-Stars. You know, by me playing in that St. Mary's tournament with Peter Shue, you know, they picked me and Carton Hines to come play in the game. And there's a couple more guys there. But out of everybody, we was the only one picked to play in that game. So I didn't get no run the first game. You know, the guy on the mic was calling me Peanut Head. You know what I'm saying? He's being disrespectful, but it's all good. So now the second game, the following week, we played. I still didn't get no run, you know? But it was just a blessing being down there and playing in the EBC at the Rucker Park. Right. And then, you know, the coach Poppy was a, you know, street dude, you know what I mean? And he was giving me $300 a game. So, you know, I was like, first time ever getting money playing ball. So I was taking the money and I was just playing, but I never asked for the money, you know? I'd rather play ball than ask for any money. So now the third game, the guy Chip, the starting point guard, he didn't make it to the game. He was sick. So that's when it all started for me as the future street ball legend. You know, I was 16 years old, starting at point guard, had 25 points in the game, and we got the win. You know, and the guy on the mic, he wasn't calling me Peanut Head no more. He's like, yo, we got to make a name for this guy. And out of nowhere, you know, Duke, Tango, and Al Cash, they both commentators. And they said, we're going to call this guy the future. And I was like, why they call me the future? He said, the moves you do going to be in the NBA in the future. So this is the future now. So I did those decades ago, you know what I mean? So it was a blessing. You know, I did something and created something that nobody else did, dancing with the ball. You know, I play regular ball and I just do the dance stuff. Like at the end of the game, we up to keep the crowd going crazy, you know, but the stuff I was doing was real. It wasn't no stuff like the and one guys do, like, you know, you crawling on the floor and all that stuff. If you watch me play, I don't do none of that stuff. I play real ball. You sleep on me, I'll give you 40. You know, I'll run a dunk it on you.
That's a fact. I definitely was going to touch into that because we just going to go right into that. A lot of people might just think because you're associated with street ball and Rucker 55th that you was just fancy and a flashy ball player. A lot of people don't know, like you had a real game. You went to college. You understand what I'm saying? You played D1 college, correct?
Yes, I played right. I played at Jacksonville Junior College. We was number 2 in the nation. Then I went to Utah State. I picked them over Syracuse because I knew I'm gonna go there and start, you know. Yep, so I did. And then I was with the LA Clippers and the LA Summer League. The Summer League they be showing on TV. Yeah, I was me and Bo Kimmel, the leading scorer in the nation. Back there we played with Hank Gather, rest in peace. Hank Gather. It was me and him at guard. Tony Campbell from the Lakers. We all was on the same team.
Right. Yeah, a lot of you I seen you Like when you went when you went to go watch Future play, you didn't just see a show. He gave motherfuckers 40, 50, jump shot, layup, dunks, handles, passes. That's a fact. Like I'm not just saying that because we on this thing together. I'm keeping it 100. You know. So
Thank you.
at the end of the day, you definitely had game, and you actually did commercials with a lot of NBA superstars and all that type of stuff. What was that commercial like that day? How that set was?
It was unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like just like I said, I'm very humble. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people and ball players and people try out for commercial and stuff like that. These white people's calling. No, we want Future. They was calling Greg from Rucker, rest in peace. He was making money off me because he was be to connect. Like, oh no, I could get you him. And I told him I don't mind. You make money, it's okay off me because they asked it for me. And then out of nowhere, they started finding my number from different people and calling me myself. They didn't need him. So I was getting offers for like doing all time. People don't even know I did about 15 commercials. I did a commercial as Pee Wee Kirkland too, the playground legend. They showed his face, but it's my body. I did stuff with Charles Barkley. Like I did so many commercials and made a lot of money off it. Like it's unbelievable. Like I could just go down the line and even with wearing Jordan clothes, when Jordan sneakers first came out, I modeled his stuff, from wearing Puff Daddy clothes, his clothesline. He see me in the club, me and my son moms, went offered me 5,000 just to take pictures with it, so the list go on, you know what I mean? But it was just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I think that I earned it, and I think I worked hard, and I think I was humble, and I think because I got that look for the young kids and for the older, like I'm in between,
Right. Definitely. You definitely is an icon. Like that's a fact, right? So, you played in 55th, you played college ball, NBA summer league, you tryouts, commercials, you ran with the winners. So I just want to ask you, like, give us a a preview, or like, what was your toughest game? What was the hardest game you ever played up on 55th?
I mean, the games there, they all was good, you know what I mean? And I can't say it was tough with me because I had a heart as a tiger and I always wanted to play against the best players and I never run from competition. You know what I mean? I be having good games. Or if I don't have a good game, I'll have an okay game. But like, like if this is like the toughest player I ever play against, like
I was going to ask you that too. So we might as well go
it,
right into that. Who who
it
who would you say gave you a run for your money, or like the toughest person you played? But before you answer that, I want to say, like, when I started coming up there watching you, it was always you and Master Raw. So I don't know how you feel about, like, if that was a competition, but y'all was like the hood Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Like when you came and see Future and Master Rob, you went home happy. Shout out to Master Ross
I'm a,
too.
that's Rob. We just had a party together. That's my man. I'm gonna keep it real. I told you anything you ask, I'm gonna give it up to you 100% because a lot of people be sugarcoating stuff, and I'm here just to tell the truth. It been years. Master older than me. Master been out for a while, and I love Master game.
Mm-hmm.
People been talking about this for years. Master Future, Master Future. But I was younger. But he was he's the man. I never played against Master Rob at Rucker Park. We was never in the same conference. And I wanted to play against him so bad. And I knew he was good. I knew he got a jump shot hand, he played defense. But me, I didn't care. I know he couldn't guard me.
You would have gave
So
Master Rob that business. You'd have gave him that work.
I'm too fast. I'm fast. I was fast. I was fast. And I was not scared. You know what I mean? But the only time we played against each other, it was an all-star game. Only time. I would go check him, but he won't end up checking me. I mean, maybe it was on switch or something like that, but
you was too fast, brother. You was too fast. He ain't want that smoke.
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna say
love
it for
Master
you.
Rob.
He ain't want
He's
that
tough.
smoke. We love
I
him, of
love Master
course.
Rob game. You know, I would never say nothing bad about him. He was tough, man, but I wanted that smoke
Right.
because I know I can handle it. And I was not gonna back down, but I never played against him and I wanted to play against him. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
but who was your toughest opponent up there?
I'm gonna keep it real. Really, I'm gonna tell you who had a good game against me, and I came back. But like somebody who's tough, nah, I gave it to whoever. I got mine. It's like only person who was tough when I played in a Nike Pro-Am league, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what all the guys played. That it was only one kid named Corey Williams, not Corey Homicide. Corey Williams. They call him Showtime from Queens.
I know you're talking
He
about.
he had ups, he had a jump shot, and he was 6'2", and he was quiet, but he had that pat pat, and he could post you. That was my toughest person I played against I can ever remember in Pro-Am. You know what I mean? And playing against him. But in Rucker, one person had a good game on me, but I came back and I keeps it real. Kareem Reid, best kept secret. Good guard. Love his game. He got my heart.
I was there. I was there.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you because I respect you for keeping it 100. That's my guy too. Shout out to Kareem. Me and him chop it up a lot. But I was there at that game, and you definitely came back. But he's a monster.
So let me tell you what happened in that game.
Go ahead.
It was Peter Shue and Kareem coach talking shit to each other, right? I don't know. They didn't want somebody to play, but whatever happened, I had nothing to do with their little argument. But put it like this, Peter Shue was telling me how to play defense, and he never told me what to play defense because he said Kareem can't shoot. We know Kareem can't really shoot unless it's a shot. So we had a 6'10" on a 6'10" kid on my team named Shane Drizzle. He blocks everybody's shots. He's a block. You can't go to lane. But that game, Kareem Reid was hitting threes. And Peter Shue was telling me, let him shoot. All right, he hit one. Okay. Then he hit two. And you telling me let him shoot? So he hit about 3 or 4 or 5 set shots from the little corner of the top of the line. He hit about 4 or 5 threes. And Pete was telling me let him shoot. So now Pete was telling me, coach was telling me how to play Kareem. I'm like, you never told me that. So now he's telling me, let him drive to the hole now after he's hitting them threes, and Big Shane Drizzle gonna block it. How about Kareem Reid was on that day? He was hitting the layups. So now they beat us. Kareem Reid talking shit to people. You know, he was talking this shit because look who he played against. He played against the GOAT, Future. He's talking shit. I heard it.
I love it.
People was talking. Yeah. And then I went around Nelson, told me to play a game. Some little kid like, yeah, Kareem, bust your ass. So I'm like, damn. So it got back around my hood. So when I got to my hood, I told them what happened. So they believe in me because they know how I gets down. I don't sugarcoat that. I said, yo, he had a great game. But I said I had about 20. He had about 45. But I still had 20. We lost, but I didn't have nothing personal against. So I said, the coach told me to play like this. How about this? So imagine a whole year, go around the winter, summer, everybody talking about it. So now, Rucker coming back again. I said, let me show people who's really what it is. So now